Water future. This opinion examines the looming water crisis in the Indus Basin and its implications for regional stability and food security. The UN's recently released World Water Development Report 2025 has amplified concerns about the water future of the Indus Basin. This opening sentence introduces the subject by noting that the latest UN report raises serious concerns over the Indus Basin's water supply. The report paints a grim picture of retreating glaciers that have imperiled the future of billions dependent on glacial melting. Paints a grim picture is an idiomatic expression meaning describes a very negative scenario. Imperiled means put at serious risk. This sentence means that the report warns that the rapid melting of glaciers endangers water security for billions. It reveals that glacier retreat in the Hindu Kush Himalayan HKH region is alarming 65% faster during 2011 to 2020 compared to the previous decade. Glacier retreat refers to the process of glaciers shrinking. 65% faster quantifies an accelerated rate. This sentence means that glaciers in the HKH region are melting much faster now than before. They are also melting faster than the global average. This sentence emphasizes that the HKH glaciers are deteriorating at a rate exceeding worldwide trends. The HKH region, spread over 3,500 kilometers, is often referred to as the water tank of 10 large Asian river systems, including the Indus. Water tank is a metaphor for a vast reservoir of water. This sentence means that the HKH region supplies water for 10 major Asian rivers, making it vital for the region. The basins of these rivers provide water to 1.9 billion people, nearly a quarter of the world's population. This sentence means that the river basins serve a huge population, highlighting the scale of dependency. In the long term, diminished water flows are likely to trigger droughts that may endanger food, water, energy, and livelihood security in the region. This sentence means that reduced river flows will eventually lead to droughts, threatening basic resources and livelihoods. Recently, the Met Office issued a fresh drought warning in the country. This sentence means that new warnings about drought have been released by the National Meteorological Agency. A protracted drought has manifested its severity in empty reservoirs and dwindling flows at barrages. Protracted is an adjective meaning extended over a long time, and dwindling means gradually decreasing. This sentence means that an ongoing drought is clearly visible in the falling water levels and empty reservoirs. The advisory warns that the conditions persist in Sindh, southern parts of Balochistan, and the lower eastern plains of Punjab. The sentence means that the drought conditions are affecting multiple regions across the country. Overall, the country has received 40 pc less rainfall. This sentence means that total rainfall has dropped by 40%, worsening drought conditions. Sindh is the worst hit, with 62 pc below normal showers recorded since September 2024. The sentence means that Sindh has experienced a particularly severe reduction in rainfall. In an ominous forecast, the advisory states that the emergence of flash droughts is also anticipated in the coming months in light of the lasting rainfall deficit and increasing temperatures. Ominous is an adjective, meaning foreboding or threatening. Flash droughts refer to sudden, short-lived periods of extreme dryness. This sentence means that experts predict sudden drought events will become more frequent due to persistent rainfall shortages and rising heat. The Tarbela and Chashma reservoirs have touched dead level, and the Indus carries scant flows. Dead level is a technical term meaning the lowest possible water level. This sentence means that major reservoirs are nearly empty, and the Indus River has very low water volumes. On World Water Day last month, Sindh was struggling to manage a 51 pc shortage in water flows. This sentence means that Sindh faced a severe water deficit, with flows reduced by 51% on a significant day for water awareness. Some canals were receiving 70 pc less than the required discharges. This sentence means that certain irrigation canals are operating far below their necessary water supply levels. Irrigation officials were imploring farmers to desist from sowing, as barely any drinking water was being released into watercourses. Imploring means earnestly requesting. Desist means to stop. This sentence means that officials urge farmers to refrain from planting crops due to a critical water shortage. Kharif starts early in Sindh, and water requirements reach 40,000 cusecs by early April, whereas the province is receiving less than 20,000 cusecs. Kharif refers to the monsoon cropping season. Cusecs is short for cubic feet per second, a measure of water flow. This sentence means that Sindh's water supply is only half of what is needed for the upcoming Kharif crops. The weather prognosis is adding to the consternation, with a flash drought already forewarned. Prognosis means forecast or prediction. Consternation means anxiety or dismay. This sentence means that the predicted weather conditions, including a flash drought, are worsening the crisis. Temperatures in Sindh rise steeply in April, which can evaporate residual soil moisture, leaving crop fields parched. Steeply means very sharply. Parched means extremely dry. This sentence means that high temperatures in April will dry out soil moisture, threatening crop survival. The production of Kharif crops, cotton, sugarcane, mangoes, bananas, and vegetables will be negatively affected in Sindh if flows do not improve by mid-April. This sentence means that insufficient water will harm the harvest of key crops in Sindh. A drought emergency should be declared. This sentence is a call for immediate government action to address the crisis. The Indus River System Authority has declared 43 pc shortfall in water during April. 43 pc shortfall means a 43% deficit relative to normal levels. This sentence means that official figures show a significant water deficit in April. The emerging situation is alarming, as the frequency of drought at the early Kharif stage has increased in recent years. This sentence means that droughts are occurring more often during the critical crop season, worsening the crisis. In 5 of the last 10 years, the Tarbela Dam reached dead level by the 3rd week of March. This sentence means that historically, Tarbela Dam has often been nearly empty early in the season. Meanwhile, Mangla Dam shows relatively better storage during this period. This sentence means that Mangla Dam has maintained higher water levels compared to Tarbela. However, at such a critical stage, Sindh seldom receives any supplies from Mangla, as Punjab prefers to store water for its own Kharif needs. This sentence means that political and regional conflicts result in Sindh being deprived of water supplies during a vital period. Sindh has been resenting this practice. This sentence means that residents of Sindh are deeply dissatisfied with the water allocation practices. Water availability in the Indus Basin has declined over the first quarter of this century. This sentence means that there has been a long-term decrease in water flow in the region. Flows in both the eastern and western rivers have dropped due to natural and human activity. This sentence means that decreased water flows result from both climate factors and human interference. Discharge data at rim stations indicates that average inflows at the rim stations of western rivers, Indus, Jhelum, and Chenab, stood at 135.82 million acre-feet during the 1976-1998 period, but declined significantly to 120.79 MAF during 1999-2023. Rim stations are monitoring points at the edge of a river basin. MAF stands for million acre-feet, a measure of water volume. This sentence means that statistical data shows a marked reduction in water inflows to major western rivers. Similarly, the eastern rivers, Ravi, Sutlej, and Beas, have seen a dip from 9.35 MAF to 2.96 MAF during the same period. This sentence means that water volumes in the eastern rivers have dropped dramatically over recent decades. It is against this backdrop that new canals and corporate farming are being strongly denounced in Sindh. This sentence means that, given the worsening water crisis, proposals for new water diversions and large-scale farming projects in Sindh are widely criticized. The province is rattled by relentless protests, vehemently decrying the construction of new canals and the corporate farming scheme in the Cholistan area. Rattled is an adjective meaning deeply disturbed. Decrying means publicly denouncing. This sentence means that intense local protests oppose the planned water projects and farming initiatives. The Indus Basin has not received any major riverine flood since 2010. The sentence means that significant floods in the basin have been absent for over a decade. The last devastating flood in 2022 was caused by abnormal rains and torrential flows from mountain ranges bordering Sindh and Balochistan. This sentence means that the most recent major flood occurred in 2022 due to unusually heavy rains. An overall declining trend in flows has become more pronounced in recent years. This sentence means that the reduction in river flows is accelerating. While the vagaries of climate can also trigger massive floods, droughts appear to be the dominant climatic feature in the coming decades. Vagaries is a noun meaning unpredictable changes or fluctuations. This sentence means that although floods can occur, droughts are expected to become more common and severe. As average temperatures rise and precipitation becomes scanter, the long-term scenario turns murkier. Scanter is an adjective, meaning increasingly scarce or insufficient. This sentence means that with rising heat and reduced rainfall, future water conditions are increasingly uncertain. Both near and long-term scenarios are unfavorable for developing new command areas or undertaking large-scale farming schemes, particularly those involving international commodity trade. This sentence means that current and future water shortages make it unwise to invest in large, export-oriented agricultural projects. Priorities must shift from engineering-centric infrastructure to conservation and improved water management. This sentence means that focus should move from massive construction projects to sustainable water conservation strategies. A national drought emergency should be declared to formulate a long-term drought mitigation plan and policies focused on enhancing land and water productivity. This sentence means that the government should officially recognize the crisis and create comprehensive plans to address drought impacts. The writer is a civil society professional. Memon2004 at yahoo.com. Published in Dawn, April 6, 2025.